Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nidus Anarchy series. I'm your host Adam, the CIO of Nidus, and today we're going to be talking about Slayer. So more specifically, I've always been putting up records as kind of like my microphone stand to bring the mic up top, and I've had a few different people ask me, like, hey, I noticed you got the Gojira album or the whatever, are you into that? It's like, well, obviously I have the records, but I just came back from Puerto Rico. I was down there for the weekend, so I had a bunch of stuff down there, and I found this. It was this old, well, I'll say old, it was like 2010, but I guess, shit, that's like 13 years now, so yeah, old. Record says this 10 album vinyl, the Vinyl Conflict set. And I wound up getting this on some special deal to where I even got a test press of South of Heaven. And when I was going through it, I was like, man, this is pretty rad. Other people might like this. So I figured, you know what? Let's kind of talk about it. Let's go into depth about these records, and so you can check it out. So any other Slayer fans that are out there, if you're not a Slayer fan or not a vinyl fan, I'm sorry, this episode has absolutely nothing to do with identity management. We're just going to have fun because it's Friday. So we're going to call this Fun Friday, and we're going to start out with these Slayer records. So first off, let's talk about this test pressing. So this is South of Heaven from '98. The test press was for this set. So this is actually a print from 2010 for the test pressing for this release. So it's not from '98, but still pretty rad, right? So one, it's all signed by everybody. I have a ton of Slayer stuff, by the way. I mean, a ton. I mean, I got guitars, I got crazy amounts of backstage passes and all kinds of fun stuff. But anyway, this one was pretty rad, I thought. So here, I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a plain white cover. And then here, nice little thing here. Here's the test press. Boop. That's it. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but 180 gram vinyl. And it's pretty awesome. This is actually the only test press record I think that I own. I have a few hundred records, and I just started a couple years ago, but now I'm like totally hooked because the sound quality of vinyl is just so much better, especially when you have like a really good system. As you can tell, like I got, like this is my Macintosh up here. This is really just for my little set for while I'm working, but I have a full, huge setup downstairs that has all my crazy setup. And it sounds like the band is in your room. I mean, like, I can't really describe it. If you're not a vinyl guy, or you've never really listened to like a good setup, it's crazy because I don't know how I can describe it. You can hear the depth. Like, you can hear each individual instrument. You can tell how far away one is from the other. It really is just like listening to live music. That analog actually is a big thing. I used to make fun of all the hipsters back in the day for having record players. I'm sorry. I apologize, hipsters. You were onto something. But now that Slayer has vinyl records, I'm interested. So let's talk about this. So first off, I got this thing here, and it was actually all wrapped up in the plastic, and I ripped it all off. I was like, hey, let's check this out. And then Ian was like, dude, we should make an episode on this of unboxing and talking about the Slayer records because it's pretty awesome. And I was like, you know what, screw it, let's do it. So yeah, I ripped this thing off. Has a neat little sticker on here, Slayer, the Vinyl Conflict, all 10 American recording albums, remastered from the original analog tapes on 180 gram audiophile vinyl. Deluxe Collector's Edition packaging, all original LP artwork. Okay, so now I can actually throw this thing away. So this is the box set that comes. And it actually has this little thing in the back. It had this kind of like right here, like that. So this just kind of shows all the albums with like the track listing and everything. So I just shoved it inside. Now, one thing to note that I noticed right away is I was like, oh, cool. Because instantly you look at this, you're like, oh, it's all the albums. Not even really doing the math or thinking. So I'm like, okay, cool. So it starts with the most recent one at this time was World Painted Blood. That's when this came out. And then I'm going through it all, and then the last one is Rain and Blood. And I'm like, wait, we're missing some albums. That's when I realized that those are on Metal Blade. Those aren't even on American. So that's why it's not a complete set, and I don't think we're ever going to get a complete set because of that. So this is about as complete as it's going to get. So let's check this out. Oh yeah, what's here? These are the records I bought individually. So over the past few years, I've actually bought all the Slayer records because this was down in Puerto Rico and I couldn't get to it. So I wasn't sure if I even had it anymore. I thought maybe I lost it at my house out in California or something. But lo and behold, I found it. So yay. But I have these that I've purchased over the years as well. So we're going to do a little side-by-side comparison of them. So if you are a Slayer nut, you might find this interesting. If not, sorry. All right, so let's go through the box set here. Nice little heavyweight box. It's pretty rad. Okay, so let's start. First, we have Rain and Blood. So this one's nice, matte Matte black. Nice little texture to it. Let's see what we got inside. Got the record. Nice. Pretty cool. And you know what's cool, actually? I've had a lot of people send me, there's a new Metal Blades putting out the 40th anniversary Show No Mercy album in gold, black and gold. And then there's also one that has liquid blood in it. I can't find it anywhere though. Like,
and it's only like, I think 200 for us.
I know. So where the frick is this thing? Because I went to go buy it. It's not even listed. Not even like saying sold out. It's not there. It's just not listed.
I was looking at the links, I think on the European store.
I went to the European one.
It may be sold out already.
But it would say sold out because there's some in there that say sold out, sold out, sold out. That's not. I can't find the listing.
The European store.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll find it because I really want that thing. So this is the insert here for the Rain and Blood. Nothing fancy, but cool. I mean, who gives a shit, honestly? Because this is one of the most amazing albums that they've ever made. I mean, Angel of Death. It opens up with Angel of Death. I think that is the best way to open anything. A live performance, an album. It's just Tom just screaming. It's so awesome. Altar of Sacrifice, Jesus Saves. I mean, Rain and Blood. Come on. It's classics, right? So this is the 180 gram Rain and Blood. Now let's check out, see if I have. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yes. Okay, so here, this is the one that I have. Let's see if I can find the printing date on here. Probably not, right? Very similar. This one's actually more of a matte. And this one's kind of a glossy. This one looks better. This one feels more like the original album. Like, I feel like this is one's from the 80s, you know what I mean? So this one's got a much better feel to it. And I can tell you right now, this one is not 180 gram just by the weight. So, no, it is. It actually is. This is pretty good. So, I mean, really we got to listen to it because supposedly all of these have been remastered off the original audio recording. So, I got to listen to these things next. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. That's like my whole plan is to go through, and I kid you not, I'm going to be listening to every album song by song, side by side. So I'll play the song from this one, and then I'll play a song from this one, and kind of go back and forth just to see if I can hear the nuances. I have a couple albums where you can really tell the differences, the re-releases versus the original. And sometimes, even though the re-release, remastered, and sounds great, it sounds better. But when you listen to like kind of the original one, you get that more gritty feeling. And it's just, I don't know if it's just nostalgia or just that's the way it's supposed to be. It's like Show No Mercy, right? Like that album, when it's horribly recorded. Like it's basically a live recording, I think with, you know, someone's microphone just holding it up in the air at a show. But that's, if you hear it any other way, it just sounds overproduced and it's not right. Like if it's not live, it's supposed to sound like that. It's like it's supposed to be like you're hearing it at CBGB's or something like that, right? So, all right, so Rain and Blood. I prefer the album cover of this new one, so that's pretty rad versus this one. But I think it's probably the same record. We will find out when we do the whole. I'm going to keep these things separate so I don't get them mixed up. All right, next. Oh, this is rad. Okay, let's see if we can find South of Heaven. There we go, South of Heaven. Okay, so I didn't even open this one. Okay, this one definitely too, very similar. So this one has more of the glossy, I mean you can see the plastic is still on it. I haven't even opened it yet. But this one is still much better sleeve than this one. You know, let's open this thing up, right? Screw it. We got time. Let's see here. Alright, so in here, the American thing, with track listing, yep. Oh, paper sleeves. I hate these paper sleeves, man. Alright, cool. Now let's check out the one that came in the box set. Same insert. Alright, this one's got the plastic sleeve. Yeah, much nicer. Cool. Okay. Another classic album. I mean, South of Heaven. What a follow-up. I mean, geez. Okay, so South of Heaven, we open up with that live Undead, Mandatory Suicide, Ghosts of War. I mean, so when they moved to American, that's when Rick Rubin came on board. And I think we can all agree, when Rick Rubin came on board, that's when Slayer just skyrocketed through the stratosphere with regards to like the most crazy band ever. So big shout out to Rick Rubin. I'm huge fan of Rick Rubin. Actually, I grew up listening to hip hop. I didn't even know about Slayer or metal at all until Slayer, and it was a total accident. I was actually in science class. I was in 8th grade, and some friends of mine were singing the verse from Collective Soul Shine. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. I want that. And they told me it's Shine by Collective Soul. I was like, cool, I'm going to go check it out. Because up to that point, it was all Run DMC, LL Cool J, Fat Boys, NWA, Public Enemy. Like, that's all I listened to. So I ran to the CD store, and I'm looking through, and I didn't write it down because I'm a genius. And I'm sitting there going through the S's, and then I found Slayer, and I'm like, I think this is it, thinking it's Shine by Collective Soul. So I bought it, ran home, put it into my CD player, hit play. It was Slayer's Divine Intervention, opening him up with Ditto Head. I just remember, still to this day, hitting play and just being like, what the fuck is this? Like, this isn't on the radio. You know what I mean? Like, this just changed my world. So, and then also, you know, again, this one's not open, but this album changed my life. And it's pretty cool to be able to actually hang out with Carrie and those guys and actually tell them that and tell them some of the cool stories and hearing some of the stories back then. It's crazy to think that, like, I actually kind of became friends with Kerry King over the years. It's so bizarre. But this one's nice paper, but I still got the plastic insert. Yellow on the back, and then the old school, like, American traditional thing. You know what's funny is, like, I remember these from the CDs. It's exactly what the CDs look like, that exact same, like every American record. Nothing fancy, but that's Slayer. Slayer's not fancy at all. I mean, you go see any Slayer show, sometimes they might have some cool pyrotechnics and shit, but they don't need it. They literally just go up on stage, they have a wall of amps behind them, and they just fucking shred, and it's the best show you'll ever see. They're so fucking rad. Let's see what we got here, an insert. Oh yeah, that. But what was cool about this CD was it was clear on the inside. When you popped it out, it showed the guy that had Slayer carved in his arms, but all full color and over the sink and everything. That looked, it was this, but full color, and you can see all the blood. I'm not sure why that's not in here. That's kind of lame, honestly, because that was, I mean, iconic, to say the least. So Divine Intervention, badass album. Let's find Divine Intervention. We're going to skip a couple. Let's find Divine Intervention here. There we go. Nope, that's Undisputed Attitude. There it is. Okay. So, again, pretty much the same thing again. This is like the more chintzy, kind of like glossy version of the cover. This one is a lot thicker, nice feeling. Covers or sleeves are definitely better. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, it's the same insert. Same 4-panel thing. Let's check the record out. Yeah, I think it's the same record. It's the same, we got the same thing going here. But better sleeves, better protector. The sound, obviously that's the most important part. Some of these that I have listened to already, I noticed that they weren't recorded properly onto these records because they're all mushed together kind of like a CD. So I think they took a digital recording and just stamped it on there. So I'm really excited to see that these things work out well. So let's see here. So now, let's just skip over Divine Intervention. Okay, what's next? Oh, man. Okay, so this album opens up with probably, I think it's safe to say that this is my favorite song of all time, which is War Ensemble. So Seasons in the Abyss is, again, I mean, look, if we go in order, right? I mean, I don't know of any other band that's ever done anything like this. So we got Rain and Blood, then they come out with South of Heaven, then Seasons in the Abyss. This is like 3 phenomenal albums end to end. So War Ensemble, Spirit in Black, Expendable Youth, Dead Skin Mask, Hollowed Point, Born of Fire, Seasons in the Abyss. This is crazy album. All right, let's check it out. What do we got? Same vinyl, nice. All right, cool. Yeah, no pictures on this one, just the same black and silver on both sides. Pretty rad album. Let's see, it's got a little sleeve in there. It's got something. Let's check that out too. Whoop. There we go. And then just the songs, the lyrics on the back. No frills, but again, like I said, it really comes down to the sound. Tonight, this weekend, is going to be a Slayer weekend. I'm so stoked. All right, let's find, this is crazy. I literally rebought all these albums. All right, this one is very different. Very, very different. Okay, so check this out. This one, this is what it's supposed to look like. And here's the back. Whoop. You see, this one's more like a kind of yellowy green tinge to it. And it's shiny and glossy. This one's a way better sleeve. I don't know if it's just a record, but this one also feels thicker too. I think this is one because I've listened to this. Oh yeah, that's not 180 at all. Yep, okay, cool. So I'm really excited for this one. Maybe I'll start out with this one tonight. Cool. Moving on, okay. Decade of Aggression. this is another album that really just shook me to my core when I got it, because remember when you had to buy CDs, especially when you were a kid, or tapes or whatever, you know, you'd save up all your money to go buy one album, and you'd save for weeks or whatever just to get one album. So you really had to pick, like, where am I going to spend my money? Which, you know, because there's tons of different bands of music you want to buy. So when I just got into Slayer, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need more. And this came out, and the CD was a double CD as well. Nice. And it's a live recording, which generally I'm not a big fan of. But this one was amazing. I really felt like I was at a Slayer show. I've probably listened to this album, I mean, hundreds of times, because all the other had was Divine Intervention. So with this, I got to hear all the other songs that were out there and just really get opened up to like what other albums were out there. So I was like, oh man, Angel of Death, what is this? I need this album. So then it kind of like, that set me up for the next albums that I was gonna buy. So let's see here, where was this thing recorded anyway? Recorded Lakeland Coliseum, Lakeland, Florida. Is this all the same place? I thought it was a little bit different sometimes. Nope.
If I remember
No, San
correctly,
Bernardino.
though, it's a different cover, right? The CD.
So the CD, yeah, the CD was,
I think
it was like, no, that was on the back. It was the arena all emptied out. It was this, it was like this. But the front was it was like a red silhouette, I think of Henneman on playing guitar. I'm not sure who it was. I wonder, yeah, this is the same one. This is like, I think this is like the exact same record. Actually, nope. Again, the sleeve is definitely better on this side. This one's a lot heavier too, so I don't think this is 180 either. We'll open it up just to see what's open. I haven't opened this either. Why not? But yeah, no, the CD had a red silhouette on it. And it was all ominous. Yep, nothing there. I think this is the same. I think it's the same record, just different sleeve. Definitely better sleeve, but now I have two. And will I give this one away? No, because what I'm probably going to do is play the shit out of these to where they don't sound good anymore, and then I have my backups. Okay, Undisputed Attitude. I don't think I have that one. This is the one where I would not have bought that separately. Yeah. So this was just a cover album where they did a bunch of, and there really weren't many songs on here that I really liked, because a lot of this was covering of punk songs. Even now, I'm not a big punk fan. I just never could really get into punk music. There's a couple songs on here that are cool that I enjoyed, but I mean, there's a reason I didn't buy it. I don't even think I had the CD. I listen to it every once in a while on like Spotify or something just to get some, you know, something new. But it's fun, but it's not really my thing. Here, let's open it up. Sorry, I was just totally gonna skip over this. Oh, there we go. It's the first album without the American logo in the middle. Let's see what we got. There's a little sleeve in here, a little thing. Oh, there we go. So this album, I don't know if this is on the, I didn't even have the CD, so I don't even know what was in here. Oh, there's another thing in here too. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. There we go. I don't even know what that is. Is this just like a bunch of Coke on the ground or something? I'm not sure. Or no. I bet that's vomit. I mean, that would be very fitting for a punk album. As you know, as much as I wasn't a punk fan, I gotta say, seeing shows at CB's, even if it was a punk band, that was still a ton of fun. I mean, there's just something about that place, right? Okay, Diabolus and Musica. Here we go. All right. So this one, the sleeve is actually better, but it's still, now this one's got that glossy stuff. So this one's kind of like this one. Let's go ahead and open it up. This one might be the exact same one, honestly, but the coloring is a bit different. This one, the newer one, that was the independent release, was just, it's like got a little more of a brown hue to it. Where's this one, right? From my recollection, this was actually more of the real album cover, though. We'll see. Let's see. We got a sleeve in here, a couple. There's really nothing in here. It's just the lyrics, and some pictures, and some weird X-rays or something. Okay. So this album was interesting. This really pissed off a lot of Slayer fans. A lot of people don't really even consider this like a Slayer album. Oh, we got back to the American logo again. So a lot of, you know, because this was like kind of their grunge album, because that's when grunge was huge and just came out, so like Korn and all those guys.
Like new metal album.
Yeah, new metal for sure. But I'm telling you, I like it. I don't give a shit what people say. I really enjoy this album, but also that whole grunge new metal stuff, I liked it. I was a big Slipknot fan, Korn fan. I love all that shit. So for me, I loved it, man. I mean, State of Mind, Death's Head, Love to Hate. This is good. I enjoy it. So I'm a big fan of this one. All right, let's check this one out that came with the set. The cardboard is better. The record protector is better. Same record. And I'm not even going to bother because it's the exact same sleeves inside. So we'll just save you guys the time there. It's the same. It's just better cardboard and a better protector for the record, for the actual record itself. That's really about it. But I think this is the proper color tone. I don't know. I'll have to find the CD really to find out, right? Okay. Next, we got God Hates Us All. This album was crazy. Why? Because it came out on 9/11, September 11th, 2001. This was released. And I remember when this thing came out because I ran to Best Buy to buy the album. And it was like, listen to the news, listen to a song, listen to the news, listen to the next song, listen to the news, listen to the next song. So it was like very back and forth. And it was like, I mean, such fate that it came out on the day. I mean, the songs and the message of all the songs were perfect for the time. Because everyone was pissed. It's, you know, it was extremely anti-religion. And that was all, you know, the whole 9/11 thing was all, you know, two religions fighting each other and stuff. And it's, I mean, this is crazy. Especially if you saw them play this tour, the God Hates Us All tour, that was an energetic tour. I mean, people were pissed. So it was a good one. I mean, Darkness of Christ. What else we got here? Exile. That song. I think every time they play that song live, the pit is just insane. Everyone just gets completely destroyed. Bloodline, Warzone, Payback. I mean, this is like the soundtrack to 9/11. Like, after 9/11, this is the soundtrack of every American. It's just, we need to murder people. So, the one thing though, okay, so this, so far, yeah, this looks like the same album. Again, this is more of the matte and this is the glossy. But it looks like it's the same inside, right? So it's got, look, you know, kind of like that Bible feel with the lyrics inside. And then same protector. Oh, this is when they kind of moved to that new scratchy Slayer logo. Oh yeah, this is also when they tried this as their Slayer logo. I also agree with everyone that this is really stupid. So I'll agree with everyone on that. This one though, this is when they went to like this logo, right? The kind of the scratchy Slayer carved in your wrist logo. I like this one a lot. I still prefer the original, you know, the original Slayer. But this one, I think, is definitely number 2. And the Diabolus and Musica one, we just don't talk about that. Now, this is where I think they messed up, especially on the box set, right? So I think the inside, here, I'm just going to wait a second to pull this out, but let's check out the record over here. Yeah, paper sleeve, same record, but it's a plain paper sleeve, no plastic liner and protective. It's got the same insert. So let's pull out the insert. Now this is where I think they messed up. This is supposed to be, and was the original album cover. It was a Bible with nails hammered into it. It's supposed to be the shape of the pentagram. It's got blood and Slayer branded into the top of it. And this was like the back of, this is supposed to be the back of the album. So a lot of times, you know, bands come out with a album cover that's just deemed too offensive to put on the shelves. This was one of them. So then they came up with this thing last minute, which, I mean, it doesn't even have like their logo in it. I feel like I don't know, like just some intern that was at the record stamping plant that had to come up with something real fast, and this is what happened. I never asked Carrie why this happened. I should find out. But anyway, with the box set though, I feel like they should have done the original pressing. There are a few others, right? So like Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, their original album cover was not that blue skull with the drill in the head. It was something very different. So you should check that out. It was brown. The drill was still there, used in a very different orifice though. So, but yeah, that never made it. But there were a couple pressings where they used that. I actually have the vinyl of that record. Definitely not going to show it here because that will get this completely banned. So I'm kind of bummed that they didn't put that out because it really isn't even that offensive, honestly. Just to a specific group, which kind of, I don't know. We won't get into it. But anyway, I don't like that album cover. Not a fan. Okay, now we're going to get to Christ Illusion. I do not have this album already purchased because I don't like it. Plain and simple. I couldn't even tell. Eyes of the Insane, maybe. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this album. I think I've listened to it maybe, just, you know, probably less than 5 times. But this is not the original album cover, but I do like this one. This is pretty cool, though. Let's check out inside. Okay, they went back to the old Slayer logo, the original, which is kind of cool. I will give this one a listen to, just because, you know, I'm a purist and I want to listen to everything. I'm going to listen to them all in order, obviously. And let's see, we got a little sleeve in here. What do we got? There's Henneman. And then, you know, just the song sheet. But yeah, so this album, what was cool about it for me with this album was I actually was hanging out with Kerry while he was writing this. So he'd come by to Paul's place and he'd be playing us like demos and samples of some of these songs. And I thought it was so rad. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm hearing Slayer songs as they're being written. There's no vocals or anything. It's just the riffs and stuff. And I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever. I was just bummed that it turned out to be one of the lamest albums ever. But also the artist, they got the same artist that did the original 3. So these album covers here that we all know and love, I don't know his name, so I'm sorry, but it's the same artist that did the original album cover. So the original album cover of this had like, I think like a rotting Christ or something like that on the front of it, or something like that with like the crown of thorns, but similar color tones. I actually like this one better, oddly enough. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so we'll give that another listen to. Maybe in my older years, maybe
Larry Carroll.
Larry Carroll. Okay, cool, nice. Okay, and then we got World Painted Blood. This one I don't think I have as well. I like some of the songs on this album. I just wasn't a huge fan. But World Painted Blood obviously became like their opening song and theme for the tours to come. And it was cool. I do like the song. I don't know. This album just didn't hit me like it did the other ones. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I think the CD was like this too, actually. Whoa. This CD feels freaking awesome. CD. Jesus. Record. Yeah, so here, sorry. I'm totally enjoying it myself.
The CD looked, I remember.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah. So I like the blood stains on it. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Which
That's pretty cool.
Ode to the blood.
Yeah. 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 So that's pretty rad. All right, cool. This album, so let's see, World Painted Blood. What else do I like on here? Hate Worldwide. American. Psychopath Red. That's a good one. So yeah, I'll give this another listen to. Let's see what else we got in here. That's pretty cool. Very nice. Right? It's just got the lyrics and stuff in the back. This is actually pretty rad. So that's the inside of the cover if you want to see this. Sorry, I'm like totally keeping it from you. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So, good album. I do like it, but I'm not like, you know, die hard about it. This is just one of those albums where when I go see him play it live, it's like, oh, this is cool. It's fun. I haven't listened to this in a while. But is this in regular rotation? No. Do I listen to this on International Slayer Day? No. Did I get married on International Slayer Day? Yes. Is my wife awesome for letting us do that? Yes. So I told my wife, we need to get married on a day I won't forget. So this way, I'll never forget our anniversary. So she was down with that, so we actually got married on International Slayer Day. That's just to go to show you like how much of a Slayer fan I am. So that is the whole box set for this whole thing here. And this is that sleeve that kind of was shimmied on the back here. So the Vinyl Conflict, all 10 albums together at once. So like I said, all 10 albums, and you do that quick, you're not even really doing the math. You're just like, oh, this is rad, I'm getting them all. Well, you're not. You're getting all the American albums. It actually says that on here, right? So, yeah, all 10 American recordings, albums remastered, blah, blah, blah. So what are we missing? Well, one, Repentless, because it didn't come out yet. So I have this one. I'm just going to show it now. It was a pretty album cover. This album I like. I like this one, but I have this kind of right up there with World Painted Blood. You know, it's good, but it's just not one of those where I'm like, this album is fucking amazing. But what is rad is this is when, you know, Gary Holt, like he recorded this one. This was after Henneman passed, which was a super bummer. But Gary Holt, also super fucking awesome guy.
And if Harold could show some of it, the video for Repentless, great music video in the jail.
Oh, dude. Well, they also have I don't have it. I have it downstairs somewhere. They had a comic book that came out too. I have the comic books.
Never seen it.
Yeah, they're okay. They're fun. You know, if you're into like Slayer and into the funness of Slayer, then yeah,
if you're this
check
far
it out.
in the video,
Yeah, if you've made it this far, you probably should check out the comic book. But yeah, also you know, the drummer's not Lombardo. So that's where you get that whole purist thing too. So Lombardo was the original drummer of Slayer. We won't get into that conversation right now. We're just talking about the vinyl records. But Repentless, this is a good album. I liked it. Let's see what's in here. Oh, this one's got a cardboard sleeve inside. Yeah, there we go. Let's see the record. Whoop. Oh, that's pretty nice, actually. All right. It's not the American logo, but it's still cool. Not 180. That's kind of a bummer. It's also probably why I don't listen to it too much. Yeah, if the audio quality is not there, I won't listen to it on vinyl. I'll most likely just sell it. I won't sell my Slayer records just because I'm going to have them all no matter what. But if the audio quality is not there, it's garbage. Because that's the whole point of having it on vinyl, is to have that purest, real, like mixing board sound. I want to hear them in my living room. So now, what albums are missing? Well, now we got to go back, because I was like, man, we're missing like a lot of stuff. And yes, we are. We're missing Show No Mercy, which Metal Blade just announced. They have, like I said, they have the 40th anniversary black and gold with a record mat and some other stuff on there. Definitely already ordered that one because I was able to. The Blood one, are you on that? Did you find it? Did you find the Blood one? Come on, what are you doing, man? So there we go. Show No Mercy is the insert. Old school. This is old school. Definitely before my time. But still rad. Here's the sleeve. This is actually pretty awesome sleeve too. And it's red inside. Ooh, hell yeah, check that out. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's rad. And the original Metal Blade logo, right? That's pretty awesome. This is rad. All right, so we got Die by the Sword, Fight Till Death, Black Magic, Show No Mercy, classic. Again, like this is the one where, yeah, the recording, the quality, the production quality is total garbage, but it is meant to be that way. And if I were to listen to it any other way, it just wouldn't sound right. So it's supposed to be that way. But when Rick Rubin came on board, holy shit, did they take off to another level. This one came with a cool poster. Check this out. They even made a little action figure of this devil guy. I think that was actually kind of lame. There you go. And then on the back is this. Actually, it would be, if I'm holding it right, it would be like this. So when you buy all 4 records, you get all 4 posters, you put them all together, and you have Super Slayer. So let's see, we'll put that back in here. So now, put this one back. Classic Show No Mercy. I mean, this is what started it all, right? I mean, this was the beginning of Slayer. Was this 82? When was this? So long ago. Yeah, this is remastered in 93, but that doesn't help. Oh, 83. Yep. Wow, that's crazy. I was 3 years old. Look at this thing. Look at that. Look at that eyeliner. That's crazy. Okay, then Haunting the Chapel. Another classic. Let's see, when was this one? Again, this is older. Beyond My Time. I can't find it. Oh, also 83. Okay. Cool. Let's see what we got here. We have, again, that same sleeve. But this time, we have Pink. I think this is the only Pink album I have. Something tells me it probably wasn't supposed to be Pink. I'm hoping not. And it was supposed to be Blood. And I just got only a little tiny bit of blood. Yeah, I have a Pink Slayer album, and it's Haunting the Chapel, which is hilarious. But another classic album. This is always tons of fun to listen to. And then we got, again, another poster. Come on. There we go. There you go. Haunting the Chapel poster. And then another piece of the Super Slayer puzzle. One day I'll put it together. Who's going to frame that? Like, you know, big that would be like your whole wall. Anyway, okay. I digress. Let's move on here. So, there's that one. Okay, Hell Awaits. Oh, we're skipping Live and Dud. Whatever. There you go. Check that out. Hell Awaits. Now this one feels good. This is kind of that matte. This is definitely 180 gram vinyl for sure. Oh, this one's rad. Check that out. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's got like kind of the black smoke in there. You know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. It says, I don't know, does that shine through at all?
Yeah.
All right. You kind of see some of that texture in there. It's pretty rad. This one's cool. Same sleeve again. Let's see. Put that one back in. Yeah, these are much better sleeves than both. Okay, now we got an insert. It's pretty awesome. And we have another piece of the Super Slayer puzzle. If I can get this in there. Oh. Wait, what else is in there? Hold on. I think I messed this up. There we go. Okay. Hello, wait. Man, we should be playing this music while we're listening to Slayer. There we go. And the third piece of the Super Slayer puzzle. Red. Okay. Let's get all this stuff back in here. Move on. Now we're going to go to Live Undead. Live Undead's an album I don't really listen to very much, honestly. Not that it's not a great album, it's just, you know, it just doesn't have like all like my favorite songs, so I just don't put it on. So it's, you know, it's just not really in, let's just say, heavy rotation. That's probably the best way to put it.
Which is also because it was put out so early.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I didn't even know, like these four, honestly, like I said, like Divine Intervention was the first time I heard Slayer, and then I had to go back.
Yeah.
So I started out with like Divine Intervention is like my like par for Slayer. So when I'm hearing like South of Heaven and like War Ensemble, you know, War Ensemble is pretty much is always like the third song that they play when they play live. Like, and it's almost every single time. I remember at one, I think the very last show, it wasn't, and I was totally thrown off. Because that's like, no matter what, even if I'm on stage while they're playing, when War Ensemble comes on, I'm always in the pit. 100% of the time, no matter what. Guaranteed. Like, I don't care where I'm, even if I have all access passes, I don't give a shit. I'm in the pit every single time. I have to be. It's like a religion. I remember seeing, I was actually showing my kids the World Painted Blood live DVD the other night. We were watching it, and they had interviewed with the fans, and I was trying to show my kids, you know, Slayer. They don't get it, by the way. Stupid kids. Okay. Anyway, Live Undead. Let's go with the insert. And we got there. Again, same sleeve. Let's see what the record looks like. Oh, this one's just black. Piano black. How about that? Let's see. Black Magic, Die by the Sword, Captor of Sin, Antichrist. Actually, those are all great songs. Evil, Show No Mercy, again. Aggressive Perfecter. Well, actually, these are all really good songs. You know what? I think this is probably... I need to really listen to this again, I think is what it is. So this weekend's going to be pretty rad that I'm going to be going on this. And now we have the final piece of the Super Slayer puzzle. Oop, let's not fuck it up. There we go. And the fourth piece. Am I going to open these all up and show you what they all look like together? No. You can use your imagination on that one. I'm sure you can figure that out all on your own. Okay, the last pieces here that I have are just a couple little fun things I wanted to show. They're not really, well, one of them is kind of an official album. So this one here, Captures a Sin single. So this has got Show No Mercy, Antichrist, Chemical Warfare, Evil Has No Boundaries. This was from 1985. Yeah, I don't care. I listen to everything. What's the point? Like, I hate collecting. Like, I'll collect stuff to have it, but like, I want to use it. I don't care about how much it costs or whatever. I just want to keep it in there for good measure. This is all it is. Little thing there. Check that out. How red is that? There you go. Yeah, this is not, there's nothing on the side. It's only, as you can tell, it's only right here. That's it. That's all that's on there. This is just for show. So, it's pretty awesome though. This is pretty rad too. So yeah, fun stuff like this I'll have. And then this next one I got is just a live recording, Monsters of Rock 94 in Buenos Aires. So this one's just fun just to have. And then I'll just put this all away later. Oh shit! I'll put that away later. This one is pretty cool. I'll show you just what the record. This one's nothing crazy fancy or nothing, just, you know, nice black record. But this one, another live recording. This is, like I said, not a big fan of live albums, but you know, I was just starting my record collection. This was the only one I could find, so first one, I bought it. So we got that. Last, Beastie Boys. So Beastie Boys, we pop this bed open, Def Jam Recordings, and who is on Def Jam? Rick Rubin. Yeah. So Rick Rubin brought in Kerry King to do the guitar solo for No Sleep Till Brooklyn. So that awesome guitar solo that everybody knows, that is Kerry King. And if you watch the video, you'll see Kerry King actually like busting through a wall playing the guitar solo. So they were actually, Rick Rubin was recording with Slayer, and Beastie Boys, he was like, man, we need like a sick guitar riff here. So he just went to Kerry and was like, hey, can you come, you know, hammer out some type of a solo for us? He said, yeah, no problem. And that's how Kerry King wound up being the guitarist with Beastie Boys on License to Ill. So, Slayer, awesome band. A little bit of cool trivia if you like Beastie Boys. And to me, this was kind of like the pinnacle, right? Is my hip hop, where I started with everything, kind of meshing with Slayer. So this album's also, and shit, I mean, Beastie Boys, Life is Ill, amazing album. That's it. That's all I got. That's all my Slayer records. So I know this really wasn't the best identity management podcast, but this was fun. I'll see you guys around. Later.